do not take this first. Don't take this first. So we got this plate here. Take that off first. And then we take this piece off here. See your bolts. Put your bolts back. Take this off later in the process. I'll tell you where that goes. Don't worry about these right now. That belongs to us, but don't worry about that right now. This is the actual goal. Okay, that's the transmission right there. Alright. This is actually the gear shift. Understand? This linkage. Different gears. So we got this end down here. Okay, this is what's actually going to go into the transfer case, which is this little guy over here. That's going to go down in there. Have a good look, see. This is all-wheel drive, so your transfer case may look a little different if you don't have an all-wheel drive. You got that little guy. And you got this little guy here. It's gonna hook up and that comes all the way down to here. See that plate there? You gotta have to cut that loose early in the process. I'm gonna show you where it goes. Right there. Those bolts go to the back of that piece there. And it's gonna run right along here. Hook into your transfer case back here. So you're gonna cut that loose early, right after you get your exhaust off. But if yours is in any condition like mine, as you can see, all the bolts, they're in bad shape. Got an issue with this exhaust. Inspect your exhaust. Make sure you don't have any major leaks. Alright. You're gonna go to get your exhaust off. If you want to take the whole thing off, that's simple. You can just pick up another point after the cut to cut loose. And you're gonna go right here. This is the very back of the car. Don't worry about the license plates. You're gonna go right here. There's gonna be 2 bolts up high above those big guys there. Get those loose. If you got dual, you'll see it on both sides. And then you're gonna come down, follow the trail, the yellow brick road, and you're gonna see this connector here. You're gonna wanna cut that loose. Put your hardware back so you don't be an asshole like me. Take it back. I respect myself. Take some work. So, hooking those up in the back. See that piece right there? It's gonna go straight up and down. Same thing on both sides. It's actually a place. This is gonna hang right there. Just resting right there for right now. Make sure you got your hardware. And that's gonna go up there. And then your next point will be on the back side of this cat. Or if you need to take the cat, you're gonna have to go up high above the cat. And just know you're gonna run into hell on one of these sides because the pressure variable is a tough kitty. So you may need to go ahead and take this back end off, and at least you can work it a little bit. If you have to get it off, by all means, get that pressure off. And go ahead and take your trans out. And take the back half off. That's the back of the transmission. These are some hoses. You see these bolts? You see those hoses? That's probably gonna get in your way at the top. I'm gonna take those hoses off. Get them the hell out of the way. Those are still gonna be in your way a little bit, but you may get a wobbly. On most of these bolts, you're gonna want to get a wobbly. If you don't have access to a wobbly, you need to get your money right and get you one before you even start this job. Do not get on this job without a wobbly available. If your wobblies become too wobbly, get wobbly extensions. And then use a non-wobbly bit, a standard bit. And that may solve your problem. Try a standard bit if you got wobbly extensions. Use at least 1/2 inch extensions as opposed to 3/8 if that was your thought. But you're gonna have to go the long way and get multiple extensions and get all the way back here above the transmission to go get those bolts. So if you're thinking that you're gonna do it some other way, up the side somehow, I'd like to see you try. And let me know how that goes for you. Maybe you know something that I don't know. We'll share information. This right here needs to come off. You understand? And that's gonna go right there, and that's gonna be your step number 1. As soon as you get that exhaust off. Once you get that loose, pull it back. You'll have a little bit of room. Let it hang. It'll hang. It'll be okay. Don't put any extra pressure. All I put is a zip tie up here to hold those up so that it don't get pinched when you're putting it back in. You're probably going to want to use a lift. If you do not have access to a lift like this, this might be the hell of a high task to do in your driveway. And I don't care what kind of accessories you got and ramps you can run up on, this may be a task. So if you don't have a 2.5 foot ramp, I would not attempt this in a garage or a driveway or a backyard, a covered area. Get some quick jacks. They should be about $200 to $300 a piece. That may be enough clearance to allow you to play this game, but do not say that I told you so. You try it yourself. Then you're gonna come here. You see this? You're gonna grab that bolt. That should be a 19 millimeter bolt. 19 millimeter bolt on this all-wheel drive. You know, this is G35X Infinity 2008. If you don't have that, yours may be a little different. If you got a 2007, yours is almost definitely different. I think this goes from 2008 to 2013 before this model changes again. There are other models like the G37 that may be similar. You grab that bolt with a 19 incher. I'd have a long ratchet. If you don't have a long ratchet, I would invest one, or I wouldn't do this job. Then you're going to simultaneously, which may require you have a helper, you're going to take these bolts out. See? You're going to take these bolts out. You're going to get inside this gate. And this gate is going to allow you to see this window right here. You see where my hand is? And that's where those bolts are going to be. So we're going to get as close as we can get. You're going to see a bolt hole like that. See this piece here? It's just going to be covering that. You're going to grab these bolts. It's going to be 4 of them. You're going to take all 4 of them out as you turn from the front. These are just securing bolts for this. You're going to take all 4 bolts as you turn, and as the person in the front or yourself turns the other side the opposite way to counterbalance. You want to take those all the way out. Don't start them. Take them all the way out once you get started. And once you get all of those out, I'm going to go ahead and hit every single one of these bolts. And there's going to be quite a few of them, so we'll look from the other angle. You'll see here that you got 2 here. Alright. You got 1 here. You got 2 up top. You got 1 here. You got 2 here. These are all pretty much the same size, so you got 2, 4, 6, and 8. That's 8 bolts of the same type. Now you're gonna have 2 more. You got 2 more over here on the starter. 2 more over here on the starter that you're gonna need to get. You cut your starter loose, but I would leave the cable here so that it doesn't fall out on you. I have some cables that you're gonna need to get rid of to get access to this part here. So make sure you cut loose all of your brackets. You cut loose those brackets. And you cut loose these 2 guys right here on the side of your transmission. You're gonna cut loose this hose right here, this cable. It's not that hard. You may be able to turn it, but find the side where you can grab the clamp by the push. But this side may be exposed, so you need to turn it and get there. Alright. Now, cut all of these loose. It's going to be 10mm screws for these extra cables, hoses, and once you disco all of this stuff, you should be good to go. Get some help from a buddy. Be safe.